the very controversial
3 out of 10, by the way.
Oh, okay. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation.
Or according to the director's cut, the return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
If looks could kill, he wouldn't need a chainsaw.
What is that supposed to mean?
Because he's sexy.
But here's what, before you read that synopsis, the thing that pisses me off about that is that I'm actually kind of into that idea of that costume, and it's not even in the movie.
Yeah. I mean, he dresses up a little bit.
He
but
looks
not
like fucking Rosie O'Donnell at the end of the movie.
Great fucking cover,
I
though.
love the poster.
It is.
So I watched this a lot on like premium cable in the early 2000s.
This was the Texas Chainsaw that like we grew up with.
Yes.
Like, I remember when this came out on video and seeing that in the store, and I was like, what is this weird transvestite Leatherface thing going on?
Now, this didn't come, it came out in 1997. Was not made in 1997.
1994.
1994.
Really? Yeah.
Wow.
This sat on a shelf.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you know this, but 2 actors from the movie ended up getting really big toward the end of the 90s. And they were like, hey, wait a minute. We got a movie with those 2.
Oh, man.
I guess we should
slap their fucking names on
and
there.
I think their agents were like trying to get it not to come
Take it
out.
off, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this sat on the shelf. The original writer comes back and directs.
Kim Hankel. Yeah. Well, he's one of the writers.
One of the writers,
Him and
yes.
Toby wrote it, and you can tell Toby's influence on the original because it's sorely missing here.
Yes. Yeah, so like I don't know why they didn't release this originally. I've only ever seen the theatrical cut, which is not very good.
No, because
You show me the director's cut, which I mean, it's better.
It doesn't make it a better movie, it makes it a more coherent movie.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that's what you sent me.
Yeah.
Until I noticed it kept cutting to like VHS footage.
Yeah.
It's one of those director's cuts where they don't have enough.
The
But you're
material,
right,
yeah.
they cut out some bizarre stuff that they didn't need
Like,
to.
it was just literally for pacing.
The movie's 94 minutes theatrically.
Yeah, because they showed it, it didn't do well, and they showed it as The Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
They shelved it, recut it, retitled it, put it out, and that's what we got.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
However, the director's cut is supposed to be, what was it, 84 minutes or 94 minutes? What does it say?
This is 94 minutes.
That's 94 minutes. That's how long the director's cut is.
Huh.
I didn't watch my tape, though,
Oh, okay.
because I wanted to make sure that I had the most complete
Right.
version of it.
Let's see.
But it's the same runtime as the director's cut, so that was kind of strange. I have to revisit and watch the tape. I'll watch that again for when we review it with Tony on Movie Dumpster.
Okay. Let's read the synopsis back here.
Oh shit, we didn't even get to the fucking synopsis.
Yeah.
When a helpful family invites 2 lost couples in for a good old down-home massacre, the prom night teens find themselves all dressed up with nowhere to escape.
No, with nowhere to go.
Yeah, Renee Zellweger and Matthew McConaughey.
Oh shit, here's the Texas Chainsaw
He even does, don't worry, he does this all right.
All right.
You spoiled it.
Sorry. Star in this hilarious, bone-chilling sequel to the horror classic. So, it's interesting, both the original guys return and they go for horror comedy. Both of them.
Yes, but different.
Different horror comedy. So
This is very meta,
I was always interested in this movie. Something about this movie, like, really, I'm like, I know this movie's not good, but there's something here. Part of it is Matthew McConaughey's over-the-top performance.
Oh, he's fucking crazy, man.
He's fucking crazy.
Oh, come on, Leatherface.
He is doing like his best Nick Cage impression in this movie. He is just hamming it up in every scene.
He has, because every brother has to have a weird thing. He has a robot leg.
Yeah, well,
I don't know what the deal
And
is with that.
he uses TV remotes to move.
That is the dumbest plot device ever, by the way, later on in the movie when Renee Zellweger gets a hold of the fucking remote to slow him down.
Or when the one chick like wants to like fuck him and she's like playing with it,
Oh my god.
which doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, so
he's
them on.
he's fucking insane in this movie.
Yeah.
Like the parts where he's like has his hands on Renee Zellweger, he's like sticking his fucking fingers like in her mouth.
Yeah.
And, like
he almost didn't get the part. I was reading this thing, like the director asked who would be good for the role. And he gave him a couple names, and apparently he went to his truck and he's like, "What the fuck am I doing?" And he went back. He's like, "I could probably do it."
I don't want to go too much into it because we are going to do that review.
Yeah.
And we're going to do super deep dive on this one because there's a lot of weird shit. But goddamn.
Freaking Joe Bob is a big defender of this movie, I think.
Really?
I don't know if I would defend it. It's aggressively 90s, and I kind of appreciate that.
However, I looked more into it, and I like when I see people like dissecting this movie and how you can interpret it, and I kind of like it where it's like, all right, so spoiler, there's an Illuminati subplot in this, but it's kind of framed where like the Illuminati are supposed to be like the producers
of fear,
like the producers of the movie, basically. Being like, we want them, the characters of the movie, but the audience to experience fear, and the whole idea is like, well, these kind of movies aren't really scary anymore. They're kind of becoming jokes, so it's getting harder and harder to instill fear in an audience,
or make it scary
because they're all so desensitized to it. And they show it like Leatherface is super inefficient in this.
Oh, big time.
By the way,
he's just a big crybaby.
By the way, no one gets massacred with the chainsaw in this.
Who is it?
Somebody gets run over by a truck.
Robert Jacks is Leatherface in this one.
Yeah.
He's a country singer.
Yeah, more people. This is a movie called The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where you'll see a guy get killed by an airplane propeller, but not a chainsaw.
I couldn't believe. Can we just talk about that real quick?
Oh yeah,
the main bad guy in this movie is again
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, well, not Leatherface. Put it that way.
No.
And the whole movie, he's fucking just this, on-screen presence, chasing Renee Zellweger in the climax. And just, I guess they couldn't figure out how to take this guy out because he's been so effective at killing people that it's just like, random airplane doing some crop dusting. It hits him. He's dead.
It's like the plane operator the pilot was like, oh, there's somebody getting chased with a chainsaw. Let me kill the guy in front of the guy with the chainsaw and save that girl or something. And then Illuminati limo man comes and picks her up.
And then he drops her off at a hospital. Where...
I get Jim Dugan and Marilyn Chambers, Marilyn Burns.
And I think the cop, if I read right, the cop interviewing her is one of the guys who plays Grandpa.
Oh. Yeah, John Dugan.
Oh, yeah.
Also, and Franklin's in that too.
Is he?
He's the orderly pushing her.
Yes,
okay,
I did read that. The actor,
And
you
by
see
the
his
way,
face for like a second.
By the way, I love Grandpa in this. He just wakes up and he's like, "No, I'm out."
Oh yeah, he looks like Grandpa Munster. He's eating pizza and shit. What the fuck?
Oh, that's the thing. They're not eating meat anymore. They're eating like pizza.
They
and
have
stuff.
pizza,
and I love when Renee Zellweger, she just yells at all of them.
You sit the fuck down. Shut up.
They have like that weird subplot where like his girlfriend is the woman that is like basically the stand for the gas station attendant in this movie.
Yeah, and she's like a realtor.
Yeah.
That he's like roughly like beating up, and then they have like rough sex in the middle of the movie.
And then she's like, I'll just go back to my husband or whatever, or flash my tits at the kids driving by.
Yeah. So it's weird. A fun, I'm not saying it's super effective.
No.
But it is an interesting film where it's like, hey, let's make fun of this. And
agreed.
I'll say this. I think that this one is worse than Leatherface Texas Chainsaw 3.
Yeah.
However, it is more entertaining.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's way more entertaining. I'd rather watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation than Halloween 4 and Matrix Resurrection.
Saying a lot.
Because it does the same things that movie does, or Matrix does, but actually like accomplishes
Did
it.
I come off like I loved that movie in our review, by the way?
I don't know.
Because people are like, oh, hate Ghostbusters, but you're praising Matrix? I'm like, I don't think I praised it.
I don't think either of us did.
I said I thought the first half was kind of interesting, and I was on board with some of it, but I think we both landed on it's really bland.
It's bland, and the end it's predictable and kind of like stupid.
Yeah, but people were making it seem like I was like singing its praises. No, I was not.
Who knows?
You know what I thought of though before we move on? We started to talk about it, and then we're like, we'll get to that in a minute, and we never talk about it. The sledgehammer to the face.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so that is a deleted scene from 3.
Okay, yeah.
And why they didn't put it into the fucking unrated cut, I'll never know, because we get the whole hammer coming down and smacking Billy Butler's.
Part 3.
Yeah, Billy Butler's
I
fucking
mentioned that.
Dummy gets hit. No, but you see it.
Oh yeah,
hit the fucking dummy.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying I mentioned that earlier, didn't I?
We
talked about it.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
But it's the little girl that does it is the key point.
Yeah, well, she pulls
a little
thing.
Heather O'Rourke stand-in.
Yeah. But no,
anyway,
this Texas Chainsaw 4, it's
Poltergeist, Toby Hooper, Texas Chainsaw.
It's very interesting. It's a movie I'm probably, now that I've seen definitely hunt down the director's cut.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a
Scream
very
Factory put it out on Blu-ray.
Yeah, look, it's a very weird movie. You're probably not going to like it, but if you're going to watch it, try to see the most complete version you can to get where they were going for.
Especially, I'm going to say this a couple more times, but especially when you watch this in a marathon format.
Yeah.
This, right after 3, is like,
yeah,
I'm having a blast. I'm having a good time.
I am more interested in sequels that, even if they don't work, take risks, go different directions, than just bland, boring rehash.
Underdoing it? Yeah.
Yeah. Overdoing it. Underdoing it.
They balance each other out.
Yeah.
My wife and I watched Leatherface 3 because Texas Chainsaw 3 because we were going through all of them. She hadn't seen them all, so she hasn't seen Next Generation yet, so we're gonna have to sit down. She's gonna love it. Also, the instatement from Leatherface, or from 3 to 4, we got like a heavy metal soundtrack going on now.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, all right.
I was gonna say, there's a movie called White Oleander. And Renee Zellweger is in it, and she plays an actress. And it's about like this one girl, her mom killed a guy, so she ended up in foster care, and it's like her going through different foster families and her mom continuing to make her life hell. So she's living with this actress for a bit, and at one point she's like, oh, let me show you this horror movie I'm in. And I'm pretty sure it was the Texas Chainsaw.
Wow.
Really? Because I bet they were like, wait a minute, we got Renee Zellweger? She's in a horror movie, let's grab it.
Oh my God.
And now I die.
I wanted to say, so now we're at the end of the original run of movies.
Yes.
Right? Definitely check out Deranged if you haven't seen that movie. And also check out Slaughterhouse if you haven't seen that movie.
Oh, what's the other? There's a movie called Butcher Boys.
Butcher Boys,
Which is like,
it's Kim Hankel's spiritual successor.
I've never seen it.
Me neither. I actually forgot to watch. I wanted to like see if I can squeeze it in, but I didn't.
I've seen Neil Jordan's Butcher Boy, which is something different. But I've
It's
never
something
seen
different.
Butcher Boys. I've never seen it.
Is it Neil Jordan?
No, Neil Jordan doesn't do the Kim
Doesn't
Hankel
do-
one. I'm
okay,
saying,
okay.
I think Neil Jordan has a movie called Butcher
gotcha.
Boy.
Yeah.
But there is another movie called Butcher Boys, which is
Yeah.
like a spiritual successor to Chainsaw.
Also has a different name, but I forget what it is. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I want to check that out. But yeah, I guess.
Oh, before we skip to, or before we get to the remake, so Leatherface doesn't have a name. His name's Bubba in the second movie.
Yes.
And they call him Junior in the third movie.
Yes.
And then they call him just Leatherface in Next Generation.
Get that bitch leather. Get that bitch Leatherface. Come on, big boy.
And I'm kind of fine with all of those because it's all like very generic. Maybe that's his name. Maybe that's just what they're calling him. Whatever.
I think Bubba's fine. I think his name is fucking Bubba. Nubbins and Bubba and Drayton.
Yeah.
And Chop Top.
Yeah.
Get ready for that to change.
Twice.